Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, hi, listeners, and welcome to, I think, our second or third to last, second to last? Shit, what's the date? Second to last podcast of the year 2023. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right, dude.
This week we are talking about an old film, episode number 353. I should get that out too. And as you heard, there is Mysterious Mike Talent wearing a creepy ass shirt with some eyeballs looking at me, and it's kind of freaking me out. But the good news is at least he has pants on and a shirt on. So that's nice.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Pants and shirt. Good times.
So, Mike, episode 353, we're talking about Home Alone because you didn't want to go see Wonka in the theaters, and I really didn't want to either. And we pretty much saw everything else we wanted to see that was somewhat new. So, Mike, why did you pick Home Alone?
Oh, I thought it would be fun to do an older movie. We hadn't done an older movie in a little while, Matt, and, you know, I missed it a little bit. You know, when we had the pandemic and there was not as many movies coming out and stuff, or we couldn't go to the movie theater, we were doing all kinds of these legacy casts, and I feel like we needed to do another legacy cast, and Home Alone's one of those classic ones that I just really enjoy watching every year, and happens to be that I saw this movie and I was right around the same age as Kevin McAllister.
Not true. Or Kevin McAllister versus Macaulay Culkin, yes.
Yes. Kevin McAllister, the character.
Yeah, they say he's what, eight or nine?
Yeah.
Because they say two different ages in the film.
Yeah, they say he's 8, I think.
They say 8 at one point, they say 9 at another. But I'm going with 8. Because that's what he identified as 8 years old.
Yeah. So, anyway, and I had a fun experience watching this movie in the theaters with my mom, and she hated it. So it was great.
But you would have been, no, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to do the math. You probably would have been 9 when this came out. Because it came out in 90. And I don't think it came out in November of 90. So, yeah, you would have been 9. No, I would have been 9. You would have been 8.
Yeah, I would have been 8 still, dude.
Yep. And then Macaulay Culkin is actually a year older than us. He was born in 1980.
Oh, okay. So he was a little bit older. But, I mean, he, fit the part just fine.
It's close enough. So anyways, episode number 353, Home Alone, from the year 1990 when it was released. Mike, break it down.
All right. This movie was directed by Chris Columbus. It was written by John Hughes. It's starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, John Hurd, and Catherine, I'm saying that right? Catherine, sorry, O'Hare. Man.
Dude, how do you screw up Catherine O'Hare?
I don't know. Dude, I have no idea.
You think too much, Mike. You need to stop thinking. It's just a name. Just say it. Blurt it out.
Yeah, all right. An 8-year-old troublemaker mistakenly left home alone must defend his home against a pair of burglars on Christmas Eve.
Okay, so I don't think we're going to have a spoiler section on this. We're just going to talk about it. This is a 33-year-old film. So we're just going to leave it at that. If you haven't seen it by now, sorry. Spoiling the shit out of it. But, Mike, before we talk about this kid's film that came out in 1990, why don't we talk about a kid's film that we're giving away this week?
Oh, okay, dude. What are we giving away this week that's a kid's movie?
Okay, Mike, so I don't know anything about this franchise. I don't know anything about this anything. You do because you are a breeder, and so you probably know. But, Mike, we're giving away Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie on Blu-ray.
Awesome. I know a little bit about Paw Patrol. Obviously, my children watch Paw Patrol, and I know some of the characters' names. I don't know everybody's name. But I recognize them, and it is a brand that I am familiar with.
Mike, when are you going to transition your children into watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles instead of Paw Patrol?
When I can, Matt. When I can. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still a little bit advanced for them. My son's still 3, so
that giant child is only 3 years old.
Yeah, he's 3, and then my daughter's only 2. So I mean, they need a little bit of more time.
Okay, so Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, is perfect for them versus last week's giveaway, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, right?
That is correct. Paw Patrol is more their speed.
Okay, Papa Mike, why don't you tell our listeners what they have to email you to be entered into our contest for them to win a copy of Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, on Blu-ray?
Let's see. What we were talking about, Matt. I'm thinking that we should have them list what number movie this is in the franchise of Paw Patrol.
Okay, I don't know, so I would immediately be out. But again, this is not really intended for me. Anyways, so there you go. Email Mike at realfilmnerds.com. Again, Mike, Mike, at realfilmnerds.com. And that's REEL to be entered into our contest to win a copy of Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. Mike, here we go, is my business for this giveaway from our good friends at Paramount Pictures, as always. Actually, not always, but they tend to be our biggest supporters, which I really like. So that's pretty awesome. Bring home Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, on Blu-ray and digital now. When a magical meteor crash lands in Adventure City and transforms the Paw Patrol pups into the Mighty Pups, 2 supervillains team up to steal the superpowers for themselves in this all-new big-screen adventure. The fun starts at home with Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, on Blu-ray and digital today. It is rated PG, and again, it's from our big-time supporters and friends, Paramount Pictures.
All right, dude. That sounds like a good one. The kids will probably watch that one soon.
Alrighty, Mike. So back on it. Home Alone, 1990. I don't know how much we can talk about this other than the fact that this movie is awesome. I know you know lots of trivia about this. I did not know this, but Real Film Nerd superfan Eric is a huge fan of Home Alone. He would prefer it if you sent him the Lego Home Alone home set for Christmas. It's about $300 or $400. Mike, could you get on that, please? Thanks.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. You're a big baller, dude. $300 or $400 is like nothing for a gift for you, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Well, we should do it just based on how much he listens to this podcast. I don't know if we could write it off, though, because we don't have an income. So I don't know if we can keep adding negative to the podcast, but why not?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Wow. I didn't know there was a real life model of the home, but why wouldn't there be, right? Legos makes sense.
Dude, it's Lego, man. Lego knows how to make money, and they're very good at it.
Yeah. No, this movie's great, Matt. I'll tell you the story, at least from what my memory is of going to see this.
Of going to see it with your mom in November of 1990, or did you go in December?
I don't know the exact timing. I feel like there was a little bit of convincing involved, so I imagine I didn't see it opening weekend.
So it was probably December. Or it could have been January because it was doing so well. They kept it in the theaters, I think, into January.
Yeah, so it took a while to get there, but I did some convincing. They were advertising this movie smartly on all the programming that I was watching at the time, which was probably just like Saturday morning cartoons. And Back when you had to like watch TV to be able to watch cartoons. Remember that, Matt? Wow. Anyway,
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that long ago, and then we got all the streaming stuff. So, and now they charge us
Yeah.
just as much, if not more.
yeah, that's true. But so I bug my mom, finally get her to go take me to see this new movie, Home Alone, and we watch it. I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. My mom hated it. She thought it was too slapsticky. She thought the robbers were too much like, cartoons. And I was like, yeah, but that's what it was supposed to be. It was exactly how it was supposed to be. I loved it.
Right. That was kind of the intention. And what's interesting, Mike, I don't know if you watched the Netflix docuseries on the movies that made us.
I haven't watched it again recently. I watched it, I think, last year.
Yeah. The intention of Home Alone was to be kind of cartoonish for kids. And I guess it was too cartoonish, and they actually dialed it back when they finally put out the production.
Oh, the final product? Yeah?
Yeah, it was almost too slapsticky for a lot of the people, and so they dialed it down actually a little bit. I didn't think it was that slapsticky. I mean, the only thing that I thought was slapsticky about the robbers is that they do this cartoon kind of violence, and they shot it very much like a cartoon, and that's on purpose. They studied a lot of the old Looney Tunes and stuff. But granted, it's a kids movie, it's PG, but there's like no like repercussions from them being injured like whatsoever.
Oh yeah, man. I don't understand how they keep coming, dude. Like, wouldn't you like stop after like the nail in the foot or stepping on the ornaments, dude, which is still terrifying. Like, that scene still bothers me, dude.
Oh, so we'll get to our ratings later, but that was one of the biggest reasons why my rating as an adult has changed since I was a child for this film, because now I'm just like, this is horrifying. Like, I'm like cringing watching this movie in pain. I'm like, oh yeah, falling downstairs, that is not fun. That's awful. I would have been in a coma.
Gotcha. So your adult eyes have changed. So do you still have nostalgia watching this movie, Matt? Do you watch this? Well, first question, Matt. Do you watch this movie every year, or is this something you just did for the podcast?
According to Letterboxd, not that they pay me or give me money or suggest this, I like Letterboxd, and I have been logging my movies since I've started paying for it, and since I joined it actually when it was free too. But I looked back, and I have logged it just about every year. I think I missed last year, maybe the year before, but I have watched it 3 times out of the last 4 years. So I've been on Letterboxd for at least 4 years. So I watch it almost every year.
Okay. And Matt, out of your movies that you watched during this time period, what's your like top? Let's just go top 5. Like, what do you usually watch this time of year?
Mike, the pressure is insurmountable. Well, I know what you watch because I log into my account and I take a look, and there it is, Die Hard. 30 minutes left.
Of course, man, Die Hard.
So
yeah, well,
Die Hard is one.
I can't watch it all at once, man. I got things to do.
I know you can't sit down and watch it all the way through. How dare you? But God, 5 movies that I watch during the Christmas time. This is not in any particular order, but Die Hard, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone's up there. Silent Night has been added in. Not Silent Night, Violent Night. I haven't watched it yet this year, but since it came out last year, I do enjoy that movie quite a bit. And then one that I like, I paid for because I liked it. I wanted to see it. I own it on a digital platform. I like it. I think it's a fun movie, but it's, goofy and dumb and stupid. And it was before Anthony Mackie was big. But The Night Before with Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I actually just watched that the other night.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
cool, man.
And then, of course, A Christmas Story. I don't willingly watch A Christmas Story like sitting down and drinking something and eating something. But I will have it on, and it'll just be on throughout the entire month of December. At some point, I will complete the whole thing because they play it freaking everywhere, man. You can't get away from A Christmas Story.
That's true. It is on a lot, but I enjoy it, man. I enjoy A Christmas Story. One movie that I think I added to my rotation, which is kind of a little bit different, but I like it. Krampus, dude. I really like Krampus.
Of course you like Krampus, Mike. You're a violent person. You're a horror movie person. That's your go-to. I watched it once. That was enough for me. But yeah, you're a horror movie person. So of course, any Christmas horror movie. Well, shit, dude. Then we should do this. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Have you ever seen that?
Well, I think there's several versions of it, right?
There are sequels, but there is an original, and there are like 5 sequels to it.
Is it the 70s one? I think I watched it, and it was terrifying.
It's either late 70s or early 80s, and yeah, I watched it as a kid because it was a 99-cent rental at Hastings, and it was horrifying. And do you know what's even more wild? And I'm collecting it. Of course I am. But there is a Silent Night, Deadly Night comic book, and the variant covers for it are stills from the movie.
Nice.
And so,
dude.
of course, being a movie guy, I'm collecting those. So, but it was a mini. It was only $4 or $5.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so anyway.
Dude, we should do that
I watched most
next year. Not to interrupt you, sorry, but we should do that next year for Harvest Horror Fest is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Because seriously, that movie gave me fucking nightmares as a child. I watched it way too young, dude, and it was awful. Watching Santa Claus decapitate people and basically axe murder a shit ton of people. It's horrible.
Yeah, no, that was a hardcore movie, dude. That was whew. Some of those older movies, man, like they still pack a punch. Like Last House on the Left, the original, it's terrifying.
Okay, Mike, so what are your top 5 must-watch Christmas movies since you grilled my ass and I took way too much time?
Home
Alone, we know that.
Yeah, Home Alone, Die Hard.
Got 3 more, buddy.
Let's see.
You said a
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. You said A Christmas Story. What's your last one? Well, Krampus. Fuck, you said Krampus, right?
Yeah, Krampus. Yeah.
So there
we go. That works. Yeah.
So Die Hard, Christmas Vacation. So they're almost similar, and I think that's true for like everybody. Not everybody, but there's just like a solid like 3 or 4 films that if you're an American and have access to the internet and a TV, you typically watch. Maybe not Die Hard because people always argue that it's not a Christmas movie. Oh, you know one that I watch every year, even though it's
Elf.
Sorry, Elf. Yes, Elf is one. I watch Elf every year. Fucking love Will Ferrell. I just watched Old School last night. I fell asleep to Old School. God, dude, that movie was so ahead of its time. So good. So good.
Let's go streaking in the quad.
Yeah, we're going streaking. Yeah, dude, love it. But
Frank the Tank. All right, continue.
Yeah. Elf is one. That's one I totally forgot. I watch that every year. But you know another one, Mike, and we did it for the podcast a couple years ago. Scrooged.
Oh, Gremlins.
No, I know you like Gremlins.
Scrooged.
I love Scrooged. I'm a big fan of Bill Murray. Yeah.
Yeah. Scrooge is good, dude. There's quite a few like good movies. Me and the wife were talking about. It doesn't seem like there's any like real new classics. To me, Elf was the newest like classic movie.
Well, we had that discussion last week on the pod too, and I said Violent Night because it's up there. It's like it's the Die Hard of Christmas movies with truly being Christmas. Like, everybody argues that Die Hard is not. Like, Violent Night is a modern day Die Hard with Santa Claus as John McClane. I fucking love it, dude. I bought that shit on Blu-ray. I'm sorry, it was that good.
Yeah. Me and the wife usually watch White Christmas, which I hadn't actually really seen until, the wife told me about it. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's an old movie from like the 50s.
I'm sure I've seen it, but it's been a while. It's not really, yeah. Some of those older ones are too like, my mother will kill me, but like sappy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very it's like a musical.
Yeah.
It's lots of dancing and singing and stuff. I mean,
don't
it's
like that.
it's amazing.
Well, I'm not a musical person. I know you loved La La Land, dude. I'm not fucking joking. I got through 15 minutes of La La Land and had to turn that shit off. Even though it won all kinds of shit and it was this great movie, I couldn't fucking do it. So I'm kind of glad we didn't see Wonka last week because that was a fucking musical. I probably would have left. I just can't. I just don't enjoy musicals. I just don't.
Gotcha.
I mean, even that one we watched last year, was it 2 years ago, with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, the Apple TV Plus Spirited?
Oh, yeah.
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 I really didn't even like that. Like, it was fun
No.
and cool, but I'm like, fuck, dude, they're singing again.
Gotcha. We never reviewed The Greatest Showman, right? That was another musical.
No, we did
right?
not. No.
Yeah, that was actually really good, man. You might have liked that one. I don't know.
I've been
probably
told
not.
that. My buddy Derek, he and I talked about it. He asked if I'd ever seen it, and I told him about my hate for musicals and stuff, and he's like, I hate musicals too, but he loved The Greatest Showman.
It was good, dude. It was
So
good.
I need to sit down and watch it with my copious amounts of spare time.
Yeah, maybe have some spirits get you through the tough times. Ah, yes. And it's talking about spirits, man. What are you drinking this fine morning, evening, or afternoon? I blew that lead in.
Well, it's okay. I was going to say I will cut it out and fix it, but it's all good, Mike. I got you, dog. So, Mike, I didn't know this beer existed, and I guess it's been out for a while. I found it at the store, and I don't know how I missed it because it's from Four Peaks Brewing Company out of Tempe, but it's called Cool Beans. It is a vanilla coffee porter.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It is quite delightful. You really can't taste much of the vanilla. No. You can't really taste much of the coffee, but the vanilla and everything else is definitely in there. The coffee's not real present, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. It's still a good beer. But I don't know how the fuck I didn't know it existed. So, anyways, Mike, what Aldi beer do you have today?
Oh, so it's seasonal time at Aldi again. It's their bourbon barrel aged beer. That's all. That's what it's called. Bourbon barrel aged
Beer. Does it say beer on the label? Does it say lager?
No, I think it says beer. Bourbon barrel aged beer.
Now, is it spelled the fancy way or just BEER?
I think it's just BEER.
All right. I figured being German, right? They'd spell it BIER, right?
No, it's just BER. It's brewed in Wisconsin somewhere, so.
But the company's German, though.
Correct. It's a German grocery store, yes. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, so you haven't received your new book yet, but hopefully you have one anyways. Mike, what is this week's Just Incredible Dad Joke?
I got dad jokes, I don't think they understand though. Gotta think I'm funny, other people never laugh though. Dad jokes.
So, I got another dad joke, a themed dad joke, Matt. So,
is it about Home Alone?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it already.
So why did the burglars in Home Alone refuse to play hide and seek?
There was nowhere to hide?
Because Kevin was always a pain to find.
Okay. All right. That is very,
Is that right?
very
Yeah.
true. It was very, very true. He was a pain to find.
I thought that was pretty good, dude.
No, it was good. It was good. I liked it, and it's very topical. Okay, Mike, so the most important question of the Real Film Nerds podcast, episode number 352. Other than your top 5 Christmas movies, Mike, how does Home Alone relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, dude. So this one was pretty hard. 1990 is not that too far long ago, but I think a lot of people that worked on this were towards the end of their career. And so I had a little bit of trouble finding some people for the MCU, but I did find somebody who worked in the sound department. And his name is Chris Carpenter, and he worked on The Incredible Hulk. and he did re-recording.
Surprising Joe Pesci hasn't been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, but he's pretty old now, dude.
I know, I'm just fucking with you. You know, that's one of the hardest things that Joe Pesci had doing Home Alone.
What, his age?
No. Dropping the F-bomb.
Oh, not dropping the
Yep.
F-bomb?
He swears like a freaking sailor.
Oh, just like in real life.
Yep.
Like so like he really is the Goodfellas character. It's just like sometimes he plays different people.
Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that. And one thing that they were saying in the Netflix, the movies that made us, is that Pesci would throw in like fuck to help memorize his lines. So he would be like thinking of a line that he's saying to like Kevin, and he'd just throw like fuck in there so he would remember it. It's kind of weird, like.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
another one is he did not want to start before 9:00, and I'm sure you remember why.
9:00 in the morning? I don't remember why. Why
He
is
wanted
that?
to get 18 holes of golf in before he came in to work. And they had to accommodate him because if they told him to be there at 7, he still didn't show up. So celebrities have it really bad, don't they? God.
I mean, I guess if it's in your contract, dude, you could probably have it in there and be like, I do not work before 9 in the morning.
Oh, no, I don't think it was in his contract at all. He just didn't show up.
Oh. Well, I mean, remember when for Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, they're like, yeah, we didn't know if he was going to show up. But
Right.
when he did, we were like, yes.
Oh, dude, one that was interesting. So another, not to get back off topic, but Bad Santa is another one that I am required by law to watch every year, especially since I played
yeah,
Santa
Bad
Claus this
Santa.
year. That was my inspiration.
Oh,
I was watching.
I'm eating a sandwich.
Here, let me get you some sandwiches. But I was watching a behind the scenes, like making of kind of thing on YouTube about Bad Santa. And I honestly believe this. Billy Bob Thornton said that was one of the best times he's ever had filming a movie in his whole life. He wishes he could go back to it. And a lot of the time on screen, he was really drunk. So they pointed out one specific one, and they even named off the amount of drinks he had in the morning for breakfast before he showed up on set. He had like 9 drinks before he showed up on set. I mean, he was shit-faced. Sorry, shit-faced.
Awesome.
The scene where he goes in and he's like lying down on the escalator as he's coming up. He really was that drunk. And they put him in the chair and he like passes out in the chair. That's not fake. He really fucking passed out. Like, how wild is that?
Dude, that's nuts, dude. That's nuts.
I don't know how he got away with it, but he did. God. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to, sidetrack us, but we're talking about behind the scenes shit, so I figured I'd throw that in there. But that was really interesting to watch, the behind the scenes on the Bad Santa. So, just like the Home Alone
Dude,
one too.
I worked at the movie theater when Bad Santa came out, and the amount of people that walked out of that movie, like in the first 15 minutes, was the most I'd ever seen.
Well, the production.
It was so many people.
Yeah, the production company really had a problem with how vulgar it was, and they didn't want to put it out at all. They actually did reshoots and changed it. I guess it was even more vulgar and hilarious on the first cut. And the only people that ever saw the first cut was this one screening group, and they've never released it since. And the director of it did one more movie after Bad Santa and has not gone back to Hollywood since, because he truly believed that first cut was the best cut. And everyone that was in that screening agreed too. Interesting.
Well, it's I mean, it was super dark. So, I mean, it got a little bit better towards the end, but I mean, only a little bit. So I wonder how like dark that movie got.
It was pretty dark. Yeah, it didn't. From what, again, not to keep going off topic, but from the videos I was watching and listening to, having the happy ending was not original. And the scene where they're like playing with the kid and like trying to teach him how to fight was not in that movie. That was a reshoot. And the guy that was brought in to do the reshoots was the director of Old School, Todd Phillips, because he was on his up and up at that point.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyways, the fun, interesting things you learn long after a movie's out. But Mike, so Home Alone, incredible film, one of your favorites, not miss. I think we've given enough trivia, enough information for our listeners. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
And I have a pretty good idea that you're going to give it 5 reels.
Yeah, I think I am going to give it 5 reels for it's really like a 4 reel movie, but like I boost extra reel for nostalgia because I actually saw this in the theater. Like I remember going to see it, man.
I don't know if I saw it in the theater. I don't know why I wouldn't have. I'm pretty sure I did. Going to the movies was not super huge like it is now for me and my family, but we still consistently went a couple times a month at least, which back then, was quite a bit. I love movies. My family loves movies, so.
Yeah, that is a lot, dude.
Yeah, we probably went once or twice a month, I guess. But Mike, just because of the sheer pain of getting old and my knees and my hips and everything else on my body that is breaking and falling apart, especially, everything, I give it 4.5 reels.
All right. Great. So I guess we can wrap it up then, huh?
Yeah, Mike, but why don't you tell our lovely listeners what we're going to watch in the theaters next week?
Aren't we going to watch your mom's favorite character, Jason Momoa?
Yeah, we're going to watch Jason Momoa in
yes, that's what it is.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, a.k.a. Aquaman 2. It is 2 hours and 4 minutes. Merry Christmas, Ma. I'm wondering if Jason Momoa takes off his shirt. I'm sure he does. If he does, that will make my mom's 81st Christmas on this earth very pleasant.
Yeah, so, Jason Momoa, he's gonna be in it. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I hope it's as fun as the first one, man. Aquaman is a blast. I love that movie. It was great.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like that there's lots of returning characters, returning actors. I see Nicole Kidman, Dolph Lundgren, Patrick Wilson. Spoilers, Ben Affleck. We got I can't pronounce this. Yahya Abdul Mateen II. He's our villain. He was the villain in our first one. Tamura Morrison comes back as Aquaman's dad. So I'm just rambling and missaying names. So I'm going to stop. But Mike, I'm optimistic. I don't want to say I have high hopes for this, but I'm optimistic that it'll at least be entertaining. So Aquaman 2 next week. And then, we'll see what 2024 brings us.
All right, dude. We should probably start off with a bang, like one of the like new Oscar nominated movies or something like that, dude. Whatever we think is going to be Oscar nominated, like Golden Globe stuff.
Well, I think
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's a big movie that comes out next week, and I'm trying to remember what it is. No. I take it back. It's really weird. It's coming out on Christmas. It's coming out on Monday. And I don't want to get too ahead of us, but dude, we have to see this movie because I really want to see it. Ferrari.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that comes out on Christmas Day, on Monday, which is weird. But whatever, that's fine. So I think we're gonna have to do Ferrari for the week after. That'll be our first pod of 2024 is Ferrari. Dude, Adam Driver, man, he's on fire, dude. He is a fantastic actor.
Yeah. No, that looks interesting. So, all right, man. Well, I guess with that, thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to enter our Paw Patrol contest. Email me, Mike, at Real Film Nerds with what number movie this is of the Paw Patrol series. And, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter. Oh, I mean, X or whatever.
I don't know, dude. I don't even think people are on that shit anymore. Isn't there been like a mass exodus and Twitter's losing all kinds of money and shit? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the advertisers left, but I mean, the people might still be there. I don't
still
know.
post to our account.
Yeah. Anyway, Facebook and yeah. So, thanks for listening, and make sure to catch us next week for Aquaman.
Thank you for listening to the Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
Hi everyone, this is Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 42, Home Alone. Hi Matt, are you celebrating the holidays?
What's crack-a-lackin', Ma Hinshaw?
Well, I made pumpkin pies instead of cookies, is that good?
I thought you made chocolate starship cookies or whatever the hell you were talking about before you screwed up the podcast.
Yeah, I did. I made chocolate stars. They're stars, sugar cookies covered with chocolate frosting. Very sweet.
Sounds bland. No sprinkles, no glitter, no
Are you
coconut.
kidding? I've got tons of sprinkles. I got every kind of sprinkles. But
Then why didn't you put them on your chocolate starfish cookies?
You think that would look better? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just trying to throw it out there. You're the one that's trying to give away these cookies.
I am?
I don't know, maybe.
I can't give them away because people eat them too fast.
Without the sprinkles?
Yeah, without the sprinkles.
And the glitter?
Mm-hmm.
This is hell.
No sprinkles, no glitter, and they're still snarking them down. Oh, they love it.
Are you going to make cookies inspired by Home Alone? They look like the Joe Pesci's and David Burns and Macaulay Culkin? Oh, Daniel Stern, not David Burns. Daniel Stern. I don't know why I said David Burns.
That Daniel Stern, oh, poor guy. I loved him, but he went through so much torture. I just felt so bad. I felt bad for Pesci, but I felt worse for Daniel because he got the brunt of all the viciousness, I guess you'd say.
You could really make some interesting cookies here, and you're not.
No, I'm not. I don't know how I do that. I really don't know. But it would be a fun thought, you know.
I mean, you could make Catherine O'Hara cookies, Ma.
Really? They would care about his mom?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to give you inspiration for making some cookies instead of some boring old chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water cookies.
No, they're not boring. Hey, I made some camels. I made a couple of horses. I tried an elephant, but his trunk broke off and so did his foot. I tried anyway.
Okay, so since you are clearly all over the map, I'm going to do what Mike did in our podcast and hijacked it. Mom, what are your 5 must-watch, I'm not going to say top 5, but your 5 must-watch Christmas movies that you watch every year? Ready, set, go.
Okay. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Elf, Christmas with the Cranks, The Grinch, and what's number 5? I'm trying to think. Well, I've got 4. Is that good?
No, it's 5.
Frosty the Snowman is another one, but it's a cartoon. Mm-hmm.
You don't watch Die Hard?
Oh, boy, I do if it comes on, but I know, you know.
You don't watch Scrooged?
Oh, do you know I do. I usually watch Scrooge or the Christmas Carol or whatever they call it, but it hasn't been on anywhere. I
That
guess
is
I
not
have.
true. The Bill Murray Scrooged, they have been playing almost on repeat on IFC and AMC, and I know you have regular TV.
I have AMC, but I haven't
You have
seen it.
IFC too. You have like every channel. Dad
Oh
pays a
yeah.
lot of money for TV from Cox.
Bravo. Yes, he does. How have I missed that?
What about the Polar Express?
Yeah, I'm not nuts about that one. It's okay.
Which Grinch do you watch, the cartoon or do you watch the Jim Carrey one?
Well, I like the cartoon one, but I'm not against Jim Carrey's either. He does a pretty good job.
What about Violent Night?
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, you have.
Did I?
We watched it last year in the theaters.
Oh, nah, that's not top of my list. Now I remember it. Yeah, no.
What
it's not
about
top
Fat?
of
What about Fat Man?
my- I'm not too keen on that one either. If I was, I would remember it.
Well, shit,
Okay.
Ma, you don't even remember it. It's the one with Mel Gibson where Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus, and then
I remember it.
Hitman is trying to kill him.
Yes, I remember it, but I wasn't too nuts about it, honestly.
Oh Lord, your taste in
saw
movies is piss poor.
Well, hey, look, you just can't beat, Christmas Vacation or Christmas with the Cranks. I mean, those two are just,
Well, and who wrote Christmas Vacation, Mom?
I don't know.
It was also John Hughes.
Well, that's interesting. Wow.
Pretty sure it was John Hughes.
I haven't seen, well, they probably would not play whatever the
Oh
name
no, I
of that.
screwed that up. It is not John Hughes that wrote it. I thought it was. No, I'm pretty sure he did because he wrote the old one. I mean, he wrote the new one.
Okay. I'm confused.
Hold on, I'm looking. I didn't look far enough back. So
okay.
John Hughes wrote. I mean, he's like the comedy writer of gold. He wrote National Lampoon's European Vacation. He wrote the first Vacation in 1983, which actually was never called National Lampoon's Vacation. It was just called Vacation.
Oh.
He wrote Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, he did. He did write National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. See, I knew it. I knew he did.
I worship that man. He did a wonderful job.
Well, Mom,
I love all those movies.
think of all the films that John Hughes wrote. I mean, not to go off topic here, but I mean,
We are.
Vacation, 16 Candles, Mr. Mom, The Breakfast Club, The Brisket Club, no, The Breakfast Club, National Lampoon's European Vacation, Weird Science, Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Dutch, no, that's Uncle Buck, the TV series, Beethoven, Home Alone 2.
I like that one. That's a fun one.
He wrote so many killer movies. Granted, most of it was during, the 80s, during his heyday, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were all good.
and he passed away in 2009. Rest in peace. But
oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad.
But yeah, they claim that. Oh, he also wrote Dennis the Menace, the 1993 film. Interesting.
Oh, that was a good movie. Yeah.
But they say that Home Alone was like his last big hit before he passed away, and that was came out in 1990. But I don't know. I liked Dutch. I know Dutch didn't do super well. People didn't like it, but I liked it.
I don't remember that one.
It's the dude from Married with Children was the dad. The dad from Married with Children.
Yeah.
It came out in 91. It wasn't huge, but I mean, Uncle Buck. Like, okay, so one of the reasons why John Hughes wrote Home Alone is because he worked with Macaulay Culkin in Uncle Buck, and he wanted to write a film for him as an actor. So that's one of the reasons why he wrote Home Alone.
And that worked beautifully well because, you know, he
I
freaked
love
apart.
Uncle Buck, but people remember Home Alone a heck of a lot more than Uncle Buck. You know, Home Alone in its heyday was the highest grossing comedy ever made.
Wow.
Now, granted,
Well,
not now, but back in the 1990 it was.
Oh, yes, I believe that. It it was fun, funny, and the thought of that kid coming up with all these different inventions to, scare away the bad guys was really, really cool.
So let's get down to brass tacks, Mom. Why didn't you take me to see it in the theaters?
Gee, I thought it was on TV. Didn't I take you?
Well, I don't know.
I don't
That's why I'm grilling you. Did you take me? Because I don't remember. I was, a young child. Mike remembers going and seeing it with his mom. And do you know why Mike remembers seeing it with his mom?
Why?
Because his mom hated it.
Really?
Yep. Mysterious
Well,
Mike Talent, seen Mrs. No, that doesn't make any sense. Mysterious Mike Talent's mom, I'll just leave it at that, did not like it because it was too slapsticky for her.
Oh. Oh,
It was
no.
too much like a cartoon.
I thought it was scary because I thought the kids are watching this and then they're going to say, oh boy, I'm going to try this on my dad or I'm going to try this on my brother. And, yeah. And where do I get a giant spider so I can scare my sister or whoever?
Oh, that's easy outside. We grew up in the desert.
Well, I know, but I mean, I think the movie gave kids a lot of good ideas.
So, Mom, why was your daughter so violent towards me as a child?
I don't know, mainly because she didn't want to babysit.
No, not your older daughter, your younger daughter.
Oh, her? I don't have any idea.
She always claims all the time how she beat me up all the time and did all this stuff. And I'm like, most of the times, though, when I cracked my head open because of you was because of something stupid. Like, her Barbie doll thing, she claims that she let go. No, the Barbie doll thing is because the head came off.
Oh.
But she says she let go and hurt me on purpose. And I'm like, no, you're full of it. She makes up her own history. I swear to God.
I think she does. I really think she does because I don't remember half of what she said there.
Right. Honestly, like she tells stories and then she's like, don't you remember this? And don't you remember that? I'm like, no. And I would have remembered that because it was traumatic. I had to have stitches and all kinds of shit. And why is it that everybody kept picking on the child that had skull surgery at 18 months and everybody just kept whacking me in the head and doing, Mom, I'm lucky I can talk.
I know you are. That's very true because, yep, everyone picked on you in your head. It was not fair. It was wrong.
Fair? It doesn't even begin to do it. I should be in a fucking wheelchair for what these kids did to me.
Oh, I'm glad you're not. I'm really glad you're not, They had no pity.
Mom, so let's get back on topic here. Home Alone,
Yes?
You don't like it because it's so violent. But I don't know. I don't remember if you took me to see it in the theaters or not. I really don't.
I don't either. I think maybe it was just on TV. I don't know.
Mom, it wouldn't have been on TV for almost a year. So it would have been almost the end of 91 when it came out on TV. But all I have to say is, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, gee.
Okay, yep. So, all right. So let's get back on topic. Ma, you also saw a film this week that Mike and I chose not to see because we really didn't want to see it. You were excited to see it, and then you saw it, and then you were disappointed. So why did Wonka disappoint you so bad?
Well, Wonka was not like the movie Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. It was, I don't know, it was almost kind of depressing at the beginning where he's trying to come up with the best chocolate and, finance the chocolate and find out who's sabotaging the chocolate and all this stuff. And the little girl who didn't know who her daddy and mommy were and everything. I mean, it wasn't, when you watched Willy Wonka, there was funny dialogue, humorous dialogue, or dialogue that would teach kids don't chew too much gum. Willy Wonka had humorous, funny stuff clear through the movie. This one really didn't. It had a few, like it had the milking the giant giraffe and the giraffe going into the church. Some of that stuff was funny, but on average, to me, it wasn't that terribly funny. And oh yes, spoilers, and I'll spoil it. I'm going to go ahead. The little girl finds out who her mommy is, and etc. But Wonka just, I don't know, it took an awful long time to get to the point of how he gets his chocolate factory and then they burn it down. Oh, whoopee, really funny. Ha, ha, ha. No,
Well, then how come you gave it 3.5 cookies on the radio if it was so bad?
Well, it was entertaining, but it wasn't what you would expect of a Wonka movie. And also, one thing I really feel they left out, and I understand Hugh Grant played the Oompa Loompa, but there was only one Oompa Loompa. And there were many Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka. I tried to count them. I think there were at least 6 or 7. And Hugh Grant was the only Oompa Loompa. And he didn't really have a lot of sage things to say, like what the Oompa Loompas did in Willy Wonka. So anyway, that was my view. It was entertaining, but I expected more. So that's why I did a 3.5.
Well, you gave it 3.5, Mom. That's a good rating. That's not a bad rating. A bad rating is a 2 or a 2.5 or a 1 or a 1.5. 3.5 is a C plus, almost a B. That's a good rating.
Oh my goodness, I should have maybe given it a C. Oh well. A 3 would have been better.
I don't know. It's your rating system.
Yeah. Well, that's
But if you think 3.5 is a bad score on a scale of 5, you got another thing coming. That's 1.5 points away from a perfect score.
Well, that's true. The singing and dancing was good and everything, but it was just kind of not a lot of, I don't know, humorous things. The bad guys were bad guys. Okay, they were bad guys, And I thought they should have had a longer time in his chocolate factory because, you hardly saw what his chocolate factory was like, and then boom, gets burned down, Oh, disappointing. Anyway, that's my view. There you go.
Okay, so you give 3.5 cookies to Wonka. How many cookies do you give to Home Alone?
Oh, gee, that one was really good. I think I gave that a 5, or did I? I
don't know. Well, you didn't talk about it on the radio, so that's what I'm asking.
I'll give it a 5. Yeah. Oh, that was very good. It was good.
Okay, so next week, you're getting a Christmas present early. On Thursday, you can go.
Okay.
Do you know what is coming out in theaters on Thursday?
No, but I'm hoping it's Ghostbusters.
Nope.
What is it?
I can't believe this. I'm ashamed.
Aquaman.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. You get to see Jason Momoa one more time before the end of the year.
Oh boy, that's the Christmas present. Oh yes. Oh boy, I'm all over it.
Well, I don't want to hear about you being all over Jason Momoa, Mom. That's dirty. That's foul.
That would be fun. Oh,
how dare you?
I could just help him out with, suntan lotion or something. It would be nice.
So you want to be Jason Momoa's oil grandma?
That's it. That would be crazy. Okay.
Great. Now So, folks, you want to know why I need therapy? Like, she still says this shit, and I'm well into my 40s.
Oh,
Imagine what my childhood was like. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 42, Home Alone and or Wonka or with Wonka or just a whole bunch of talking. So next week, tune in and listen to Ma Hinshaw drool all over her microphone for her review of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, aka Aquaman 2. Thank you again, everyone, for listening. We will chat with you next week.